Hey, Steelers Nation, what's going on? The grind to bring greatness back to the Steel City doesn't stop. The Pittsburgh Steelers are constantly looking to get better in every way possible. Scouting, free agency, undrafted talent, you name it. And today, we've got some very interesting developments that could seriously shape our 2025 roster and even hint at how we're attacking the 2026 NFL Draft. Before we get into this exclusive breakdown, do me a favor. Smash that like button to show support for Steelers content and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel grow, and we've got tons more Steelers news and rumors coming your way all off-season. Let's kick things off with a name that might ring a bell for those of you who follow the practice squad, moves, and preseason closely: Mark Perry. Now, Perry isn't some random camp body. The Steelers were seriously interested in this kid coming out of the 2024 preseason, but he chose the Houston Texans practice squad over Pittsburgh at the time, a choice that didn't exactly pan out for him long-term. He later ended up with the Patriots, signed a futures deal, and spent the year in New England. But here's the twist. After a busy draft and several new UDFA signings, the Patriots released Perry along with a handful of other depth guys. That move just reopened the door for the Steelers to bring in a player they've already scouted and liked. The timing? Perfect. After Monday's roster shuffle, Pittsburgh still has 3 open roster spots, including 1 international exemption. Even if one of those is being saved for a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, yeah, that rumor's still floating, there's room to bring Perry in right now. So why should fans care about Mark Perry? Well, for one, depth. After the team officially released Ryan Watts due to a tragic neck injury, there's a real need at the back end of the defense. Perry, a physical box safety from TCU, could be a perfect fit as that 4th safety. He's not flashy, but the Steelers have turned UDFAs into contributors before. Jaylen Warren, anyone? Over 1,000 total yards in 2023 while splitting time with Najee Harris. Or what about Beanie Bishop Jr., who finished tied for 10th in INTs last year despite going undrafted? Perry could be the next surprise gem, a guy who sticks to the practice squad or even sneaks onto the 53-man roster if he impresses in camp. He's a hitter, played 27 games at TCU, racked up over 140 tackles, and showed an ability to play the run. The Steelers love guys like that in sub-packages. With Miles Killebrew focused primarily on special teams, the door is wide open for someone like Perry to make a real impact. Now, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. The quarterback situation. The Steelers waited until the 6th round to draft Will Howard out of Kansas State. Decent pick, nice upside, but let's be real. He's not a guaranteed starter. That leaves the Steelers firmly in the mix to draft a quarterback in 2026. And folks, it's going to be a war. Ray Fittipaldo laid it out clearly. Next year's QB draft class could see up to 8 or more teams looking to land their next franchise guy. That's going to create a fierce bidding war, and Pittsburgh's pick may fall in the back half of the 1st round if they finish 500 or better again. Guys like Arch Manning, Nico Imaliava, and Drew Aller are already getting 1st round buzz. The Rams, Dolphins, Raiders, Saints, Browns, and Seahawks could all be in the QB market. Even with compensatory picks expected, the Steelers will need a serious draft package to move up for a blue-chip guy. And this is where the Perry situation and the bigger picture come together. See, every smart front office move now, whether it's signing a low-cost safety or letting a young player develop on the practice squad, frees up future flexibility. Let's say Perry sticks and contributes. That saves you having to spend capital on depth safeties in the draft. That capital, those picks, they could be flipped to move up for a franchise quarterback. There's a long-term vision here from Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin. Whether it's hitting on late-round guys like Jack Sawyer on the D-line, taking a flyer on Will Howard, or bringing back players like Robert Woods, every move in 2025 is being made with an eye toward 2026. It's chess, not checkers. So here's the takeaway. Steelers Nation. The Steelers might not make huge headlines with every move, but the details matter. Signing Mark Perry might sound small, but it fits the pattern of strategic team building we've seen under Khan and Tomlin, bringing in players with upside who can learn, develop, and maybe contribute when it counts. That's what great organizations do. And on the quarterback front, buckle up. The 2026 draft is shaping up to be one of the most competitive in years, and Pittsburgh will be right in the thick of it. Whether Will Howard flashes in 2025 or the Steelers load up to make a move for a blue-chip guy, this season is going to be a pivot point for the franchise. George Pickens. Just saying his name sparks debate. He's electric on the field, no question. But let's be real. Pickens has had his share of drama since entering the NFL. We've all seen the sideline frustration. We've seen the cryptic social media posts. And fans have every right to wonder, does this guy even want to be here? The Steelers' offense has struggled for years now. Inconsistent quarterback play, shaky play calling. It's been frustrating for everyone, especially for a wide receiver with star potential like Pickens. So when those 2025 draft rumors started swirling that Pittsburgh might trade Pickens, especially after the team brought in DK Metcalf, it felt like something was brewing behind the scenes. Let's talk about those rumors. Right before and during the NFL draft, George Pickens' name was being floated as a potential trade chip. Multiple sources reported that teams were calling, including the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it's not uncommon for teams to check in on availability, especially when a guy has some behavioral concerns or seems unhappy. But this wasn't just smoke. Diana Russini confirmed on Scoop City that the Steelers were taking calls about Pickens, not shopping him, not begging to unload him, but definitely listening. That's important. There's a difference. And then Chase Daniel dropped a little nugget that should give Steelers fans some hope. The truth about Pickens. He likes it here. Daniel said, and I quote, George Pickens actually really likes his time in Pittsburgh. And it's because of Mike Tomlin. They've got a strong relationship. And I was told something interesting. George's antics, they probably wouldn't fly anywhere else but Pittsburgh. That right there, that's huge. Because on the outside, it often feels like Pickens is just one bad throw away from wanting out. But behind closed doors, it seems there's a mutual respect between him and Tomlin. And we all know, if there's one coach in the NFL who can handle strong personalities and keep guys motivated, it's Mike T. It also tells us that Pickens isn't just here collecting a paycheck. He might act out at times, but deep down, he knows Pittsburgh is probably the best place for him to grow, not just as a receiver, but as a pro. So why were trade talks even happening? Here's the thing. Steelers Nation. Business is business. With the team acquiring DK Metcalf and still searching for consistency at quarterback, it makes sense that Omar Khan would explore every scenario. If someone came calling and offered a first-round pick for Pickens, you at least have to listen. That's just smart GM work. But the draft has come and gone, and George Pickens is still a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now, could he still be traded before the season? Sure. Anything's possible. Especially if the Cowboys get desperate, and keep this in mind, Dallas didn't draft a receiver. They still need one, and they still might be willing to overpay. But for now, Pickens stays. And that means Pittsburgh has something it hasn't had in a long time. Two legit WR1s, mashes a dangerous offense if the QB delivers. You're looking at a Steelers offense with George Pickens and DK Metcalf, two legit alpha receivers. That opens up the field in ways fans haven't seen in years. In 2024, Pittsburgh wanted to run the ball. Jaylen Warren was solid. The O-line was young but improving, but the run game couldn't fully get going. And why? Because the passing game was non-existent. Defenses loaded the box, knowing we couldn't beat them over the top. That changes. Now, with Pickens and Metcalf commanding attention, things open up underneath. That gives space to Warren, to rookie RB Caleb Johnson, and to the tight ends. This is how you build a balanced attack, the kind we haven't seen since the Killer Bees era. Of course, it all comes down to quarterback play, whether it's Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, or even a late-season switch to Will Howard. Someone has to deliver the football. But at least now, whoever it is has the weapons to work with. Now I want to hear from you, Steelers Nation. Should the Steelers go after Mark Perry again and bring him into camp? And do you think they'll be able to land a franchise quarterback in 2026? Or should they double down on developing Will Howard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. You know, we read every single one. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more insider-style Steelers content, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. We're in this together, chasing that 7th. Lombardi, let's go, Steelers Nation. We'll catch you in the next one. Like, subscribe, here we go.